Alrighty, we are live and we are rolling here. We got some Drayk Bowen highlights, and let's hit it, guys. So Notre Dame gets a linebacker from right on down the road, right on the Chicago border, Maryville, Indiana. And I'll tell you guys about Drayk Bowen. This guy is a speed-seeking missile as a linebacker. He's going to bring great attitude to the table. You know, that's what he's going to bring at Notre Dame, is he's going to bring that nasty. And, you know, he's very good at dissecting plays and going straight. Now, laterally in coverage, you know, that's going to be where, like, you'd want to get a running back to try to, because in coverage, you know, it might be tough against a real speedster, but if you even play 4-3, I mean, he's 6'2". He could beef up and kind of try to be your TJ Watt type of player, because watch him right here. This is like 4-3 DN stuff. I mean, he certainly has the physicality and the bend to be a really good pass rusher. But here he is. They play him outside as well. You know, he's able to backpedal. He's able to make a play on the football. So he's a tremendous tackler. He brings an unbelievable physicality to the game. I would say that he's maybe one of the best tacklers that you're going to see as a high school junior. I mean, you watch this shot that this quarterback has to take, and this can ruin a quarterback's game, because that's a clean, clear shot, and it's a legal hit on the quarterback. So this kid is just one of those guys that is just, you know, you could tell from the tape that he loves the game of football and that he really plays with a purpose. And that's what you love to see from a player. And there he does get blocked, but he does take the effort. Again, that's effort on the tape to chase down. And I can see this guy being, you know, an inside linebacker. And, you know, here he makes an athletic play. So he sees the receiver and he makes a one-handed grab. Now, again, like you see him backpedaling, he might not be the fastest guy, but he does have speed, and I think he's a very good Mike linebacker, because he is 6'2". He is, you know, he's strong. So I don't know where they're going to put this guy on defense. I mean, you could put him at multiple spots. If it's 4-3, you could put him as an edge, or you could put him maybe as the Mike. I think he plays off-ball linebacker because he does have speed. He did play running back as well. So that's one thing that we'll maybe watch is maybe he is just so dynamic that he is going to be, maybe he can cover consistently the running back or elusive tight ends. I think he's more of a downhill, like straight line guy, and that's why like playing him at the mic is really good. Because again, like I think he can eventually he's going to have the physicality where he's going to bully college guards. So they have him as like a Sean Lee prototype, and wow, what a play here. Dissects underneath, able to collapse and attack his area. In the run game, that's where I think he's going to be tremendously effective. I think he's going to rack up tons of tackles in the run game, just be a tackling machine. Reminds me a little bit of like a Blake Martinez, you know, in the NFL. And I definitely think he's a draft pick. He's probably like a round 3, maybe round 2, you know, linebacker draft pick. He, you know, I'm sure he's, you know, probably he's just a guy that brings great physicality to the tape. He's a guy you want to have on your defense. And the key for him is being really dependable. But again, for Notre Dame, you know, a guy that probably grew up a Notre Dame fan right outside of Chicago, he's all booked into Notre Dame, by the way. Even though Boston College, you know, he's still getting some offers, this guy is full on Notre Dame. And I think that he's going to be a fan favorite, Drayk Bowen. I think that Drayk is going to be a fan favorite. I think he could be a 4-year guy. I see this guy really being a staple of Notre Dame in the middle of this defense. I really do. And You see him, he could fly, again, like the end of that run. Like, I love the end of the run. So nobody's going to want to play Drayk Bowen on offense. Nobody's going to want to face this kid because he will, like right here, he'll punish you. That he's a punishing football player. When we watch the tape, he's a punishing football player. He's one of the best tacklers in the class in terms of just form tackling, in terms of aggression. He's that type of he's a physical football player. Like, when you talk about physicality, he really is that play in and play out. And for Notre Dame, I think he can be the heartbeat, the leader of this team and of this defense and of Marcus Freeman's class. Obviously, the kid from Tampa we're going to review in a little while. He's going to be a harder recruit to keep. But, of course, he is like the stud of all studs, the kid in Tampa. This guy is a very useful, solid middle linebacker combined with maybe an edge. He's going to be playing underneath. He's going to rack up tons of tackles, help in the run game. On third down, maybe he'll stay in the rush the passer. Marcus Freeman will recruit speed safeties that will be able to cover the fast slot guys and the running backs. But this guy definitely has a role in terms of being an anchor in the middle of the field, in terms of blitzing and getting sacks. And again, in the run game, he's gonna be very, very useful as well. So Drayk Bowen, one of my favorites on tape. And again, wish him luck, senior year. And I think that, he's going to continue this trek of balling out and be a staple for Notre Dame, maybe be one of the most beloved Notre Dame guys. I could see him being a 4-year anchor in the middle of this defense as a Mike linebacker for the Fighting Irish.